This is Irontrader, and this is the last call of the day. So I want to take a look here at crude oil, at natural gas, gold, silver, Bitcoin, and we'll take a look here at the indexes, which are just bleeding out red after that PPI report. Okay, at the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas, along with the EIA report for crude oil. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy or stock by TTF. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we have crude oil, your daily and your weekly chart. Okay, so you can see here right now, what we have is a indecision candle. Okay, so actually crude was selling off, and then there was a rumor that a natural gas facility was hit over there, over in where the war is going on by the Straits of Hormuz, and that's really not good. Okay, so again, that's LNG. Now this is going to be a really, really big problem. Now the PPI number came out today, and they were expecting a 0.3%, came in at 0.7, and that is not good. For a simple reason, that's a producer price index. Okay, now again, that's going to reflect on the CPI, which is a consumer index, and that's not going to be good. This starts off, with the producers, then it goes down to consumers, and then that's where you get your massive inflation situation. They got to get this solved. I mean, like ASAP. Okay, so what we have here, we have what you call is an indecision candle. Now, we made this high of 98.67. Yesterday, we had a high of 98.42, so we made it just a little bit higher. So what we're looking at is today's high is at 98.67 level. Then we'll come up right here at 99.32, and then we'll be looking right there at that 102.44. That is going to be your big retest, okay? Now, if you crack that 102.44 level, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking right here to the top of this candle right here. This is that 105.05. That's going to be your next resistance level, okay? Then if we can get above all that, then we come up here to this 111.45, and then we're going to come up here to that 114.05. Now, if we can crack that, then we're going to have that retest at 119.48. Now, if we crit above that, here we go. We have this here, this 120.46. We have 123.68, and then the big boy, 130.50. And we crack this, you're going to head right for that 150 area. Now, this is, you're dealing with a situation here that is not good. Now, I understand what the news media tell you and what T-Mans tell you, but a lot of it is total bullshit, okay? You're saying, oh, we got the Navy under control, we got the Air Force under control. Then why do they keep sending out bombs? Yesterday, I was watching it, and they were sending out these missiles that can go 1,200 miles, and they're filled with fuel. They can do some serious damage, okay? So realistically, this war is nowhere near even close to being done, okay? This is going to be higher for longer. And that's the same way with these crude oil prices. Going to be higher for longer. So just get kind of used to what the situation is, okay? So coming down here to this 54 level, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, okay? So what we're really watching on downside is watch that 62, 69. That's your 8-day. That's going to be very, very key. Then we can go down to today's low at that 91.45 level. Then we can track down here to the bottom here at 88.61, okay? Now, if we look here on the weekly chart, there's 95.03 level. So far, we are holding that situation. Then we can come down here to that 91.88. Okay, then if we start losing this key level right here, that 92.67, yes, we can follow the candles all the way down. You have that 88.61. Then we're going to start going right here. Okay, so you have 87.63 level. Okay, then we'll come down here at 86, and then we'll come down here at that 84.52 level. Then we just venture right on down here. We have that 77 level. Then we have your 21-day at 79.14 level. And then we can just come right on here where we go right over here to the top of this candle here. You're looking at that 78.40 level. And then you can just work yourself down. And this is going to be very, very key. Is going to be this 200-day 75.64. Okay. Now, remember in the past here, just have to look at, we had this war, this is Iran and Israel situation, okay? So you notice it didn't last for a very long time. What we had 6 days, and then it went all the way from 78.40, came all the way down to 64, and then we eventually sold right back down. We got a whole different situation going on here. Whole different. That Straits of Hormuz is going to be very, very key, okay? So again, on the upside, watch today's high. That's going to be very, very key. That 98.67, then we can venture up to 99.32, and then we come up to that 102, and you crack that. Right there is your target. It's going to be that 105 level up here. Okay, and then we have that 111, and then we have the 114, and then 123, and then 130 here. Okay, so we'll have to see if it does run up here. Watch that 119 and see what happens if it gets in that area, what kind of reactions get. Now, what we have here, we have ourselves an indecision candle. It just popped up going down, and you're going to see a lot of that. So right now, this is a trader's market. I'm telling you what, I am just sucking this up like a Hoover Deluxe, man. I just love this. I'm just trading on alongside UCO. I'm just scalping it and gone. Okay, so yesterday I bought it at 40.50 on my trading stuff. I'm still long. Don't get me wrong. I'm long 5,000 shares of crude oil. Okay, from all the way down here now. But I'm just trading it. Okay, so I'm trading 3,000 shares now. So UCO, I bought it at 40.50 yesterday, and it got a nice soda today at 42.50. So an easy 2 points, okay, on 3,000 shares. I mean, it's just a great trade. So, if this progresses, keeps longer and longer and longer, just figure out how you got to make money on it. And the only easiest way to do it is just trading these charts. Okay, so just watch that 8-day on the downside. Your big target is all the way down here at your 79, but that coming down here isn't going to be very easy. Anything that comes on down, you can look at this 8-day, how nice it's been holding. Just because it comes down past it doesn't mean, as long as it closes above it, you're still going to be sideways to up action. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Alrighty, here we have natural gas. Okay, now natural gas actually was a pretty damn good trade today, I gotta say. Okay, so a little scalp ski on the downside, a little scalp ski on the upside was really the good situation here today. Okay, so you can see where it is. It drops all the way on down, but then it gets right back up here against that 21-day. Now, I trade UNG for the long, KLD for the short. You can trade these 24 hours a day. That's the beauty of it. Okay, so starting from 8 o'clock at night, on Sunday night, all the way through Friday at 8 o'clock, you can trade these 24 hours. So if you're up at 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock, you can just trade this. And that's all I'm doing is just scalping these trades, okay? And that's it. I'm not holding anything. So on the downside, this is what you want to watch is that 302, that's 21-day, and you can see we're back above it. Then we watch today's low at 292, okay? So all you got to do is just come right there. What do you have? 292. See how nice that is? If we lose that, where we go right there is at that 289. We lose that, you can come right here at 286. We'll come right there at 281, and then you have your big retest at 277. Very, very easy, okay? Now, on the upside here, we have 310, okay? So we got to get above that, but you can see it very difficult. Yesterday, popped right into it, came right on down. Today, popped into it, came right on down. So watch that key level here, that 310 area. Now, we get above it. Right here, you got your 318, we got your 329, and then we have your 331. And then this is what you're going to be looking for is that 349 level here. And then right here, this 50-day is going to be very key at 346. So just watch that. It's going to be very, very key. And then we have your 200-day at 355. Now, we get above that. Then we can come over top of this candle right there. You're looking at 373 and then 386. Roughly 387 is going to be your 100 SMA here. But right now, these are, for me, just short trades, okay? Just daily, just trade this and get the hell out of it, kind of the situation, and money in the pocket. Both directions, UNG long, KLD for the short. I'm not looking for much. I'm looking anywhere from 20 cents to 50 cents. That's it. That's all I'm looking at. But, when you trade 5,000 shares, it doesn't take much to make some money. Okay, so now when we look on a weekly chart here on the old natural gas, okay, so what you're looking at here is we're looking at this 100-day, which is going to be very tough, that 323, and then look at this 8-day, how it crossed the 21-day, 50-day, 100-day. This is ugly, man. There's really nothing there. That's why I say this is going to be very, very strong resistance, and we just have sideways action. Remember, you're in the shoulder season here. Okay, mid-February all the way through March is just a shoulder season here for natural gas. So just remember that kind of a situation. Okay, so this is basically just a trader's market. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. All right, here we have gold, here we have silver. Now, these are going to be good buying opportunities, just not today. Today is a trading's market, okay? So just remember. Now, you can see this 8-day, cross that 21-day. That's looking ugly, and you're not going to get through it, just like we had here. Went right into it, and then you're pulling back. Look at this big-ass red candle. Now, we came down, but we're still holding this price channel here at that 48.68. We lose that, you're going to come down here to today's low at 48.37. Okay, so then your next level is going to be the bottom of that candle at 47.79. Then we'll come right to the bottom here. You're looking at 46.70. Then we have your 100-day, and then we have your retest down here all the way there at 44.23. That is your downside action. Okay, upside, you got to get back and get back above that 50-day. That's it. 49. 74. We do, your next target is going to be right here, that 8-day at 50.67, and then 51.25. That's going to be your upside action, but very, very strong because now your price is below your 50-day, 8-day, and 20-day, and you rolling this over. This is nothing that is bullish about this. So we can get above that. Then we got targets all the way up here. Yeah, 51.97, 52.30, same old shit. 52.48, 52.69, 52.99. Then we come up here, 53.94, and your big retest. But right now, we don't worry about that. The only thing you really want to concern yourself with is this 8-day and that 21-day at 51.25 and that 50-day. You got to get back above that in order to go higher. Now, your big target on this here, we have this support right here, no question about it. But you're probably looking for that 100-day at 45.89. That's what you're probably looking for, and even possibly this retest here down at 44.23. Now, if it comes down here and say it holds that 100-day, that could be a good buying opportunity with the GLD and take it right back up. If you lose that, then you're going to be looking right here to the bottom of that candle at 44.23 to retest. A lot of times, if you can hold that level, then you can it'll start crawling right back up. But right now, you got to figure this is not oversold. This could come way, way on down. Same way with this. This is downsliding all the way on down. So let's just see how it trades. So don't just buy it just to buy it. Okay, silver, exact same thing. Look at here. The 8-day crossed the 50-day and the 21-day looking ass ugly. Okay, you're right into it. Can't get anything above it. So right there, you're looking at 82.96. Then we'll be looking at 84.52 level, and then we'll be looking at that 50-day at 86.64. That's all you need to worry about right now. We can get 87.69, same way with gold, 89.70, and then 90.38, and then we can work yourself up to 97. But that doesn't mean nothing. Don't even worry about that right now. Only thing you want to concern yourself with is 82.96, that 8-day, that 21-day, and that 50-day on the upside. You got to get back above that. Then we can start hitting the rest of these targets. Now, on the downside, today we hit this low here, a 75.63 level. We were looking for this level here at 76.30. Well, obviously, we went below that, but we're holding it here so far on a closing basis. Your next level here is going to be right there. It's going to be 73.74 level, and then we can come down here to your 71.81 level. But then we're really looking for is this 100-day at 72.60. Now, if it comes down to the whole hondo here and it holds it, this could be a really good buying opportunity to take it back up, at least up to that 8-day situation. Now, if we start losing that, then here's going to be your target. It's going to be right here. It's going to be at 70.17, and then we're going to be looking for the retest here at 63.90. If we lose that, boom, 56 time. Now, for me, silver, I think, is a good long-term trade, okay? So what I'm just looking for is a bottom on the SLV. All I'm doing is just scalp trading SLV on the long side. I don't do anything on the short side, just scalp trade. Same way with here on with the GLD. I haven't done anything in the gold in a while here. But again, on the silver, it's just a scalp trading situation. But what I'm looking for is a bottom, because as this inflation kicks in, okay, now you're out of control. The spending is coming back in here. All your debt levels are going up, and what's going to work eventually is going to be gold and silver again. You just have this sideways consolidation. We had this bear flag situation, and now we're selling off here. Same thing here. We had a bear flag situation. Now we're selling off here. So basically, what we're just looking for an old bottom situation. 41, this is not overbought, oversold. That could go lower. Same way with here. Okay, let's take a look here at Bitcoin. Alrighty, here we have Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin here was doing really, really good until that PPI number came out, and then boom, down goes Frazier. Same way with the whole market here, okay? So that is not going to be good. And then now the Fed came out here at 2 o'clock, and they announced that they didn't make any cuts. They're holding steady here, okay? So T-Man has probably got smoke coming out of his ears when he hears this kind of a situation. But just remember, it doesn't really matter if the Fed cuts down to nothing. Okay, it doesn't go by it goes by the Treasury. Okay, so you got a 10-year and you got a 30-year Treasury. That's what you're going by. You're not going by this. He thinks the mortgage rates are going to come down. But when you put these massive tariffs on here, you put it into another war situation here where you should have negotiated this out. You have to think about what is going to be the result here, and it's going to be these huge inflation numbers that are be coming in, and the Fed already sees this. When you see that report that came out today, that is like not good okay, at 0.7, because that's going to go right to the CPI. That's going to go right to the consumer. And what's going to happen? You go to the grocery store, your prices are going to be higher. You go to a hotel, their prices are going to be higher. You buy a car, your price is going to be higher. Anything that you want to buy is now is going to start being higher kind of a situation. Okay, so that's what you have to look at. You have to look at the big picture. So they got to get this solved like ASAP. Okay, we still have a nice, good uptrending chart here. Let me bigger up a little bit for you. Okay, and we came right on down, and so far we went a little bit lower, but we're holding that 8-day very, very nicely. Okay, so 71,604, that's the key. Then we want to watch today's low, a 70,935 level. This is what you want to watch here also, is this 71,170 level. Okay, so right now we're holding right above it. That's going to be very, very critical. And also this 8-day on the daily chart at 71,598. We lose that, you got to come right here at that 21-day. Okay, and then we can come right there. You're looking at 68,485. We look at 65,685 here. Then we venture down here. You're looking at 65,100 flat. And then we can come down to 62,590 level. And then we can come all the way here at that 6,000 mark. We lose that. Here it is right there, 59,283. Now we lose that. It's going to be hammer time right down here. Okay, 57,550 level. We have 56,295. We come down here, 54,545. We have 52,820. And then here's a big retest all the way down to this bad boy at 49,365. Okay, now I don't like this topping tail, but again, by Friday, this is only Wednesday, we got to hold at least that 8-day situation. Okay, now on the upside, you're looking for the bottom of that. You're looking at 71,845. Look at the bottom of that at 73,305. Today's high at 74,895. And then we look at the top there at 76,190. Then we're looking for that 50-day sitting right there at 77,278. Yeah, if we can crack above all of that, then we have targets. Here's your gap, 79,660. There's your fill, 81,210. We go to the next level here, 83,210, and then we're going to be looking right here for this 21-day, okay? And that's going to be very, very strong, because as this comes down, you can see how your stair-stepping situation, you got to get through, and you got to get back above that at 21-day, okay? So very, very key. So right now, to me, I'm just scalp trading it, okay? That's it. Now, I scalp trade the BITX, and I also did a BITI for the short, and I took a little short ski today, not holding it, just scalped it, okay? That's all I did, was just scalp it. As soon as that PPI number came out, boom, time to get in, time to get out of it, and on the BITI, and I got 40 cents there out of the BITI, which was a very, very good trade kind of a situation, okay? But right now we're holding this 8-day, so just watch that. So when the futures open tonight at 6 bells, just watch today's candle, okay? 74,895 on high, 70,935, and then watch this key 8-day, very, very key. Okay, right there, and then watch this key 8-day right here. That's going to be even this is very, very critical, because right now you got a topping tail here on the weekly chart, and that's not a good look. Not a good look at all. Okay, let's take a look here now at the old indexes. Okay, here we have the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ. Okay, so you've been watching my videos. This is what I've been pointing out here. This is key. Okay, it's 46,530. Now you can see here right now, we're below that, okay? That's not good. That could get really ugly. You come all the way down here, right there, 45,728 level. And, that's only the start of it, okay? You could come all the way down this bad boy down here at 46,271 level. We could ratchet all the way down to that 41,981 level very, very easily, okay? So the key here on these charts is this, okay? The 200 SMA, okay? The 200 SMA here at 66.15. So far, we're holding above. And this 200-day right here at 224, 224 level, okay? If we lose that, you're going to come right down and retest this to 2261 level, and we lose that, you could just ratchet this all the way on down. I'm not talking about just here, but we could ratchet this all the way down. We got to level all the way down at the 14 if this really gets hammered. Now, if you look at all these charts, are all the same shit, okay? Look at this, okay? Excuse my language. 50-day. 21-day, 8-day, everything is downtrending. Look at this. Everything is just an absolute waterfall, okay? Look at that 8-day. Look how strong that 8-day is, where you just can't get through. And now that 21-day crossed the 50-day, crossed the 100-day, that's going to be strong. So any kind of a rally, you're going to smash right into this situation. So just watch these level here, okay? So don't be, say, oh, yeah, I'm just going to buy it because, it's sold off. No. We lose these 200 days here on the closing days. So we got to see what the Dow's going to finish at today. We lose this, it's going to be hammer time. You are going to come down and come down hard. You have a long, long way to go. So just remember that this is a trader's market. Now the Dow's down over 500, S&P's down 58, and Nasdaq's down 196. So again, keep your powder dry. Trade this market. Use stop losses. I can't stress it enough. Do not take any kind of risk. Put money in your pocket. That's the key. Money in your pocket. All right. I'll be back here tomorrow morning, and we'll do it all over again. Remember, the EI report for natty gas will be out at 10:30, and we'll have the unemployment numbers and this numbers. Powell speaking live right now, and yeah, it's not looking too good. Looks like man out the window time. All right, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.